So my everything crashed. Well, hello again. See that some folks are coming back. My everything crashed. The computer crashed, OBS crashed, the internet crashed. I'm never playing Pac-Man 2 again. All of my electronics rejected it. We can never go back. But we have to. And by back 2, I mean back to Kingdom Hearts. Which has in its own way glitched, because now I can't reload my deck. I have no cards. I cannot reload my deck. Everything crashed. Everything went wrong in every way. All simultaneously. That's actually kind of impressive. So, that's fun. That's how my Wednesday's going, apparently. Silly me, planning a mini marathon. Jafar, you're very loud. Yeah, the card system. What happened? Everything just went wrong. Just everything crashed. I played Pac-Man 2. I think the card system is interesting, and I actually appreciate the developers who made it. But I'm also glad that it's not like the main gimmick of the whole series. Because I think there does need to be innovation in it in games. Nope. Jafar's being problem child.
Freeze! Freeze! Courage!
I do dislike when you do something big like a summon like that, and then Jafar's like, never mind, I played a bigger card. Oh yeah, no, the main games are my favorites. I think my favorite spin-off is easily Birth by Sleep, although Dream Drop's a close second. But especially given that this was a Game Boy Advance title, like... Like, that's the part that I always think of as, wow. Wait, Sandstorm? Did we just get derooted? Yeah, I think a lot of people's first encounter was the PS2 version, because just the demographics that wanted to play Kingdom Hearts weren't the demographics that owned a GBA. Jafar Genie. Strike Raid. Yeah, chuck your Keyblade at them. We rescued Jasmine, and we got the lamp back. You still have one wish left, Aladdin? He sure does. Time for me to make a prince out of this guy. Of course, I'd like to be free, but like they always say, genies can't be choosers. You're probably miffed about that whole puppet of Jafar thing anyway. Go on, Al. A wish for what's really in your heart. Be a prince. Get the girl. Okay, here goes. Genie, I wish for your freedom. But Al... And he got legs. That's the sign of his freedom in this version. Ah, I return. Yes. Yes, I've returned from the Shadowlands that Pac-Man 2 sent me to. Now, no one like Jafar can use you for evil again. Genie, you're free. Now, I'll never forget this. What about Jasmine? What are you going to do? I was wrong, Genie. If I used your help to win Jasmine, I'd be no better than Jafar. Jasmine means the world to me. I want to show her the real me. That's the spirit. That's not how it went down in my memories, but okay. Thanks, and good luck to you too. What for? I was ready to give up back there, but what you said really kept me going. That's when it hit me. You must be looking for someone you care about too. Yeah. Listen, Genie. Say no more, pal. I know just what you're thinking. There you go, Sora. A card of me. Whenever you need me, just call. That okay with you, Al? Of course. Are you sure? Anytime at all. 3 a.m. it is. Hey, without you guys, I might never have been able to ditch the lamp. And I think Aladdin will be fine without me for just a little while. We'll see. Thanks. Let's hope both our wishes come true then. Take care, Sora. Obtained Genie. Okay, where are we? Conqueror's Respite. Okay, that leads us out.
Yeah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha.
I am saving after all of what has just happened. It took us 20 minutes to beat Jafar. I don't think it normally would take 20 minutes, but when everything catastrophically goes wrong...
Yeah.
Huh? What's the matter?
It's that creepy castle that I was talking about earlier.
You mean the one we're in?
I know I didn't imagine it. 'Cause that was the castle where Sora had to use the Keyblade to free Kairi's heart. Then he just disappeared. And I was so worried. How could I ever forget that?
Oh, it was when I turned into a Heartless.
How do you forget that, Sora? It happened like...
That happened in a castle?
That happened like 2 days ago.
You forgot that? 'Cause I remember perfectly.
Do
Then
you?
What's it called?
That's easy, it was. Somebody help me. Is it in your journal?
Every word. I finished the first volume right before we got to this castle. Now then, if I can just find it. Oh, here we go. Let's have a look. Oh, how could it be?
What's the
Someone's
matter?
tampered with his journal.
Oh, my entries. They're gone. Every page is blank.
What do we do?
Panic.
How could this have happened? I'm so careful with the journals. All that hard work is gone.
The journal's blank. What's going on?
Jiminy didn't backup save to the cloud. I don't know if page technology in the Magic Kingdom has that. Oh, look, it's a very important character who barely gets explained or exists. Remember that girl. She's very important, I promise. I'm not even saying that sarcastically.
Something screwy. Journal pages don't trust Spanish.
What if it's more things?
She's
Goofy was telling us
Gale.
about another castle we'd been to, but none of us really remembers it. Do you think? Could it be that we don't remember because we're losing our memories?
Losing our memories?
Hold on. Remember what that mystery fella said? In this place, to find is to lose, and to lose is to find. It must have been our memories he was talking about losing.
Sure.
So if we keep going, we'll lose more. Guess it really is Castle Oblivion.
So the higher we go, the more we'll forget.
That usually happens when you get higher.
Does that mean everything and everybody will be forgotten?
Riku and Kairi too.
Do you want to go back?
Don't worry, fellers. We might forget about where we've been or what things we've seen, but we won't forget who our friends are.
I don't know.
Come
I was
on,
really friends with that
Sora.
castle, and I
When
can't
you
remember
turned
its
into a
name.
Heartless, did you forget about me and Donald?
Of course I didn't.
There you go. No matter what happens, you won't forget your friends.
Oh. You're right. Thank you, Goofy.
So if there's nothing here that can make you forget about your friends, then we're
Ironclad logic,
nothing to
Goofy.
be
Yep.
scared of.
Here to help
Let's
us.
go.
But when I turned into a Heartless, who was the one who took forever to notice and kept clobbering me?
How come you couldn't forget about that?
That is actually a really cute line. I really like that. All right, where are we headed next? I'm just going to put in whatever card comes up first. Olympus Coliseum it is. Oh man, it recoded, which is the worst Kingdom Hearts game. When you get to Olympus Coliseum, it turns into a turn-based RPG. And honestly, if they had done the rest of the game like that, it probably would have been a lot better. Survival Cup? Look, an announcement. Yeah. Haley Joel Osment really did. Well, the thing is that this game also came out. I think it may have actually come out after 2, technically, as the reversion. It's for some sort of contest. They're calling it Olympus Coliseum Survival Cup. Contenders have to run an obstacle course, battling each other along the way. Listen to this. The greatest hero, Hercules, will also compete for the cup. It says it here he's never been beaten. First time for everything. Sounds like fun. Why don't we enter too? I thought you'd say that. Whenever there's a contest, you're raring to join up. You're going to compete even if we don't win, right? I guess we'd better tag along then. Hold it, everyone, there's more. Only contenders who finish the preliminary course may enter the main competition. It says the preliminary course is just ahead. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go. I do like how much Jiminy gets a role in this one. Hercules is a model of true strength and gallantry, the perfect hero. I can't do a Donald voice. Oh, he's perfect, all right. Perfectly infuriating. Just thinking about that little sunspot makes me boil. Ooh, I'd like to drag him into the underworld. Which is why you hired me. Hello, Edgelord Cloud. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. That's right. You're my man. Cloud, is it? Your job is to beat Hercules in the games, and once you've got him cornered, finish the job. Do that for me, and you'll restore my lost memories, as we agreed. You have my word. Uh-oh, Power Wilds. I didn't sign up for this. Well, beyond it's not worth it, Cloud, most of it is not even his memories. And I don't think it's an environmental allegory when it's just literally the planet is dying because of capitalism. No. We can't keep Zack alive in his heart. We can't have multiple spiky-haired protagonists keeping other people's hearts alive in them. Then we'll need a second Castle Oblivion. Not what I wanted to hit with the fire, but okay. Just don't use Blizzard. Well, he didn't, but... Yeah, the Coliseum is a good place to grind for level ups in the first game. Not in the second. In the second, it goes out of its way to tell you, you don't get XP. In the Coliseum. Your pitiful cards are worthless against me. Ooh, level up. How did Aqua keep Ben even though the organization was using the castle? Because she used magic to transform the castle. And you needed the particular Keyblade and the knowledge and the magic to undo it. Because it's plot. I don't think I'm gonna find something that's worth just 7. Ooh, except I will find that, which is nice. So now I can find something worth maybe 15, like that. What plot? I gave up trying to explain it to people. I mean, the fact that I needed a flowchart to understand the plot of 3 did not help. I still love this series and intend to keep playing it, but it is getting harder and harder with every game to introduce new people to it. Yeah, let's do a premium room. You continue to ask regardless. Fair enough. There are those who enjoy a fool's errand.
Back off! Goofy! Fire! Goofy! Freeze!
Spiky hair man with Disney helps beat up creepy Batman. Spiky hair man and creepy bald man are secretly everyone. That is the most apt and unhelpful description I think I have heard of this series. Too early. Oh well. Premium Blizzard's not bad. I got a little misty-eyed at the first teaser trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 where everyone is saying saying Sora's name. And there's a particular trio featured in the other game that's happening at this time. And one of those characters, when she appeared, it was like, oh my god. No, I think premium cards do reload. It's just that they're cheaper. Let's find out. Oh, maybe premium cards don't reload. I didn't know that. I learned something new today. What kind of deck doesn't shuffle its foils back in? then I will premium my magic cards because I don't always care if those reload. But with that, all of those having become premium, we lowered the cost of the deck by, 15. That's not nothing. Which is enough to have this put in. No, Sora, please. The Heartless, not the door. Probably don't want too many more of those being premium, but hello? Okay, there we go. Why are there so many of you up here? Thank you for the heal.
Fire! Freeze! Courage! Yeah!
Oh, that one didn't even have a premium roulette card. No. Quit guarding. Just let me smack you in the back. Health is for the weak. I need cards. Nope. Wrong room. We are looking for that one, so we probably have to go off of that one.
Yeah. Funnel. Back off. Yeah. Goofy. Yeah.
Of course, doesn't matter if you don't need to reload anything. Oh, pot spider. Or barrel spider, but still.
Take this. Yeah. Fire.
Ah, Dingo's fed kidneys. I wanted that money.
Heal. Goofy. Funnel. Fire. Fire. Freeze. Yeah. Yeah. Heal. Funnel. Yeah.
Beaming darkness. Why is that shadow walking weird? What sort of weird cursed glitch have I uncovered? Okay, so that's the treasure room. So it looks like to get to the room we're going to, we actually have to go all the way around it. It should be right there. But it's just having an off day. Yeah. My computer sympathizes.
This is it.
Ooh, Calm Bounty. We love those. We're getting good levels, though.
Fire! Fire!
Gotta level up in this fight.
Yeah.
No, I want to target the big body. Dear Kingdom Hearts auto-targeting. Sometimes you are helpful. Sometimes you exist.
Fire!
Next one, I think I should actually take a health upgrade. We don't need help if you break all their cards. Exactly. Life is a resource. This is why I play Black and Magic. Oh, thank you for casting ice on the ice dudes. It's very helpful. I didn't say you could wake up from your nap. So is this the way? Nope, still not the way. Like I said, we have to really hook our way around to get to where we're going. But the good news is then we can go to the other rooms pretty quickly. Almighty darkness. Unfortunately, not quite powerful enough. You know what? We do have a calm bounty. Let's use that. Because treasure chests are always a good idea. Assuming Sora can open it. Sora learns Blizzard Raid. Ooh. That sounds useful. A 5 up. A 7 up. I could go for 7 up right now. That sounds tasty. Well, that's unfortunate, but welcome to the games. Huh? Where'd you come from? Don't tell me you guys finished the prelims. We sure did, and now we want to go for the cup. Well, you came at the right place. Not that you stand a chance against Hoik. Why not? 2 voids. You ain't heroes. You're wrong. Yeah, he said 3 words. Thank you, Goofy. Exactly, but that's not the point. How can we prove we're heroes unless you give us a chance? He's right, Phil. They cleared the prelims. I think they deserve a shot. You got a point there, Herc, but still. Of course, we could always cancel the games. Cancel them? What for? Old Phil's prelim course was so hard, no one else could finish it. Is that right? Well, if you let us compete, you won't have to cancel the games. How about it, Phil? Okay, you got me over a barrel, so fine. Here's how it works, kid. Sora, not kid. Sure, kid. Since your team and Hercules are the only contenders. No, they're not. Edgelord McGee signing in. The games have a new challenger. Name's Cloud. You need a mid-thigh leather skirt like that? Weirdly enough, I could totally see you rocking it. The more the merrier. Now the games will really be something to see. I'm looking forward to this. Don't expect me to pull any punches. Hey, as long as you don't expect me to take them. Let's give it our best. Okay, let's get this show going, but first I gotta explain a few rules. Rule 1, first one through the obstacle course wins. Excuse me. Rule 2, in the event of a tie, a battle will determine the winner. You can interfere with your opponents on course. And finally, Rule 4, all challengers have to give it everything they got. Alright, enough with the spiel. On your marks, get set, go. I like that Cloud just kind of sauntered there. Yeah, that's the treasure room, so we need to... Why did it spit us out back here? Three or lower? Do I have some good news for you, game? Diego's fed kidneys. I'm at the wrong door. Wait, I'm confused. What card do I have? Okay, I have the heart. Okay, so I need... Okay. Any green card? Andy Higgs, thank you for the raid of 4. Hope you had a good stream. Goldana22, thank you for the follow. Gorsh, that was nice of him to wait up for us to catch. Hey, Andy Higgs. He's not waiting. Remember Rule 3? You can interfere with your opponents on the course. Regent Will, thank you for the follow. He's looking to narrow the field. You join us playing some Rechain of Memories to celebrate part of the marathon to celebrate affiliate anniversary and Christmas. You can put that away. I'm not looking for a fight with you, so keep moving. Question mark? See? He was waiting for us to catch up. Well, we've caught him. Let's take him up on his offer and keep going. I don't see a downside. Nothing suspicious about this. Listen, are you sure? I'm not here for the cup. Just Hercules. Today he loses more than the competition. You don't mean... But why? This is business. Stay out of it. Go win your cup. Hey, Happy Cynic. Yep, got the whole father thing going on. Wouldn't be much of a... You know, where is it? Father Evan without, you know, gotta have the whole shebang. His cabbages! Do you realize what you're doing? Rule 3, you can interfere with your opponents, right? You're not the only one who wants to fight Hercules. Big mistake. Yeah, we've made bigger before.
Come on, give me your best shot.
I know some guys who have Hawaiian priest shirts. Am I marathoning the whole series? Not like in a day. The idea is eventually to be able to play all of them on stream, but for now it's just
That's the best you can do?
whoop.
Freeze! Now.
Ow, leave me alone, Cloud. Yeah, basically all I have at this point is clerics. Like, I open up my closet and it's just like there's like a section that's like just black because of the black pants and black shirts. It's like, yep. How's the gameplay? It's good. I do actually like this game. I do think it's got its own flaws, but I think it's creative. Cloud, where'd you go? He headed for the finish line. We better go after him. Right. All black too, but for different reasons. That's fair. I think if a goth became a priest, it would be pretty easy for them. They're already used to wearing black all the time. Oh, you were worried I'd cut my hair? Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. It's still here. I'm actually going to change this to one of these, because I have just a bunch of them. And this will heal us. Which I mostly just want to do to turn off the obnoxious alarm.
Yeah.
Ooh, another cure. A 0 level cure. That's actually really nice. I'm so different because I wear all black. Man! The tricky part is making sure your blacks match, because you think like, oh, it's all black. It's like, no, because of how it gets washed, the colors fade. You lost. Give it up, Cloud. We're not done yet. I can't guarantee your safety if you keep going like this. Better worry about yourself. Looks to me like you're slowing down a bit. Or if you have a white dog or cat, yeah, that can be a serious problem. Don't worry, I'll back you up. Sora? Get all the backup you want. I'm going to finish you and get back my memories. Your memories? Now, Cloud, we don't want to spill the beans. Hades, you! Oh, looks like you oversold yourself. All you did was wear him down. This doesn't look good for your performance rating. Let me put it this way. You, my spiky-haired friend, are fired. Exclamation point! Hades is such a drama queen. Yeah, that's probably why we love him. But my memories! We had a deal! Did you really think you could just get your lost memories back, your lost memories just like that? Get a grip. Why, you? Out of the way, I'll take care of Hercules myself. Because Herc sounds like Herc. Hey! Rule 5. It's never too late to enter the games. Hades, you were behind this from the start. Cloud may have failed to take you out, but he did break you down. Time for plan B. Pack your PETA, Herc, because you've just won a free trip to the underworld paid by me. Feel the heat. Sora, no! Come on, Herc. How can we go one-on-one if you're in the underworld? Good point, kid. I guess you'll just have to go out with him. Rule 6. There are no rules. Why is that Rule 6 then? That makes no sense. Hades, I have serious concerns about your counting and your rules.
Take that! Take that! Take that! Take that! Take that! Take that!
Oh, you did not just break my heel.
Take that!
That's fair. It's, and it's
Take that!
to each their own.
Feel the heat!
Oh man, the voice clips in this sound so terrible.
Take that! Take that! Take that! Feel the heat!
Like, of all the work they did to improve the models
That's it! Take that!
into HD and all the textures and everything, and the audio, they just were like, yeah, whatever.
Take that! Take that! Take that! Take that! That's it! That's it!
Well, this is gonna be a close one.
That's it!
Nope. You weren't a kid. That could also be a bit of a problem for. Yeah, I could see. If I was in my late teens when this came out, I was a freshman in high school when it came out, so I think something like that. Was I a good kid? I would say so, but maybe I'm a little biased.
Feel the heat. Take that. Take that. That's it. That's it. Back off. Take that. Take that. Take that.
I might need to change out this gear for a non-premium one so it reloads.
Take that. Take that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Take
just...
that. Take that.
I need to change up the deck just a little bit. If you can say you're probably a good kid, you were a good kid. Yeah, fair enough. Nice. All right, so what do we want? We want some non-premium recovery. Let's actually throw a couple in there. We'll take that out. We'll take out the fire, because I probably don't need that against Hades. Alright, let's see how that deck does.
Take that. Take that. Feel the heat.
Back off.
I will not feel the heat today.
Take that.
Yeah. Guilty.
Take that. Take that. That's it. That's it. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. That's it.
Funnel. Yeah.
That's it. That's
Ow.
it.
Ow.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah.
Take that. Take that.
Ah, shoot. I wasn't
Take
paying
that.
attention to what he had.
Take that. That's it. That's it.
Really not paying attention.
Heal.
Take that.
Okay.
Take that.
Funnel.
Donald, please heal me. Why did you cast Fireball on Hades?
Take that. Take that. That's it.
Yeah. Funnel.
Take that.
Nope. I screwed up pretty bad there. I just kind of threw away a bunch of cards and then wasn't paying attention and threw away heals. Coles to Newcastle comes to mind. I'm not sure I get that reference, kid.
Take that.
Excuse me.
heat.
Excuse me. Oh, shoot. Wasn't paying attention.
Take that.
Excuse me, Hades, your lordship. Lord of the
Feel the
underworld.
heat.
No, I keep doing it. I did not mean to press go there. Okay, this fight just needs to restart. I've just screwed up too much.
Take that. Take
Ah.
that. Take that.
No dying, too
Take
late.
that. Feel the heat.
I think the one thing I don't like about how the card system works is that
Take that.
you can't really dodge attacks.
Take that. Take that.
Or
Take
or
that.
special attacks at least.
Take that. That's it. That's it. Take that.
Can you not, Hades, for a moment?
That's it. That's it. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
When did I...
That's it.
Okay, apparently I made this
That's it.
late, but...
Yeah.
While he's stunned, reload.
Feel the heat. Take that. Feel the heat.
So much easier to dodge in this version.
Take that. This isn't happening.
Surprised to see me running no zeros. Yeah. I'm not great at this game, I'm not gonna lie. It's 1 year as an affiliate. It's the 1 year anniversary. Today is not... The anniversary is actually Christmas, which is kind of makes it really easy to remember, but also makes it very hard to actually do anything, because I'm kind of busy that day. So... I really should be running some zeros. Dead, Dave. Everyone is dead. What? The games are canceled. How come? 2 voids. Everyone is poked. Wait, that was more than 2. You gotta be kidding. Yeah, hard day to stream for an anniversary, but thank you. I'm sorry, Sora, but you wouldn't want me to compete in this condition. Let's have a match when I'm rested up a bit. Can you wait? Okay, I'll hold you to that. Then it's settled. Sora, over here, he's coming round. You okay? Yeah. Sorry I messed up your games. Hey, hope you get your memories back, even though you're just a memory inside of my memory. Forget about what Hades said. Sometimes the tiniest things can make you remember stuff you forgot years ago. If it's an important memory, there's no way it could ever be gone forever. That's what I think, anyway. Are you the person who decides this? For the whole universe? That's for you. For helping me out. Sure you don't want to just come with us instead? Not interested. Plus, I'm a memory inside of your memory, stuck inside this castle. I don't think I can leave this floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should run some zeros at the end of my deck. That would make sense.
I hope the kid is gonna be okay.
What if your memories
bring
had
that up?
memories?
I had to be
Ah.
sure that I hadn't forgotten him.
How'd that go for you?
Good. I remembered where I had first to find the kid.
Well, I remember that too. The king helped save everything by staying on the other side of the door to darkness, I think.
You're remembering
got it,
well.
Sophie.
And me? I'm looking for Riku. He was with the king when the door closed. I guess there's no way we'll forget the most important memories.
That's good, 'cause I don't want to forget.
Emotions have emotion. Yeah. Pixar, write that down. Michael Mouse his shirt was removed. Yeah, well, you know. I'm going to be right back. I need more water, but I'll just be back in like 2 seconds. I'm back. The joys of having a water cooler directly across from my office.
You seem pretty intrigued by this Sora kid.
Are you telling me you're not Larxene?
Haven't decided yet. I think what intrigues me more is what you see in him.
Ooh.
There was a time he became a Heartless. And if one becomes a Heartless,
They lose their minds and their feelings. They're consumed by the darkness.
right, but not Sora. He held on to his feelings even as a Heartless. And there's only one other man who's been able to do just that.
It's the strength of his heart.
It's Ansem, Seeker of Darkness.
That's what interests you. Why the Keyblade shows Sora's heart.
To unlock the mysteries of the heart. Isn't that the organization's mission?
Which organization? A multivalent question for fans of the series and for people just starting.
Hey, I wonder if there's anything we've forgotten.
If we did, what would it have been? I can't think of anything, so maybe that means that I really am losing my memories.
Larxene, how did you turn out like this? Oh, I think just
But whatever
Lots
they
of
were,
plot
they
happened to
couldn't
her.
have been very important memories, right?
Right. Or else I don't think you would have forgotten it.
but plot that can only be explained in a mobile game.
Look,
What is it?
a good luck charm Kyrie gave me. It's special to her, so I promised that I would return it. I'll never forget making that promise. It's why I could never forget Kyrie. Am I right, Kairi?
So there's time travel, but only sort of. The heart goes through time and needs a vessel in the new time. Yep. Yep, that's how time travel in Kingdom Hearts works.
Do I know? That girl?
Hey, Sora! Where did you go?
Ah,
Sorry, never mind.
fair enough, Happy
We
Cynic.
better keep going.
You know, I think just a few centuries of not remembering who you are and kind of wandering in null space will do that. Okay, so what do we have left? Wonderland, Monstro, and Halloween Town. All right, Wonderland it is. Hey, somebody's coming. I'm late, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. Wait, what? For the record, you did not finish Kingdom Hearts 2. You need to finish Kingdom Hearts 3 to really fully understand the everything that's going on and the mobile game. But yeah, Larxene does, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I need to have a conversation about the plot, but only after I've played all the games on stream. Probably just make that stream unto itself for a day. I'm late, I'm dreadfully awfully late. The Queen will roast me for dinner. If I'm late for the trial, it'll be off with my head next. What do you mean, off with your head? My fur and whiskers, I'll never make it. Off with his head? For such a peaceful looking place, it sounds pretty dangerous. Okay, so there's technically only two, if you want to get technical. There's the Kingdom Hearts mobile, which is not considered canon. That's the Verizon one for flip phones. But then there was coded, but only in Japan, and that became recoded worldwide. And then there's Kingdom Hearts U, Kingdom Hearts Union, which became Union Hearts Union Key, which became Kingdom Hearts Union Key Cross Road to Dark Road. But those are Union Key Cross Dark Road is technically one game, even though they play very differently. It's complicated. I don't think I can sigh enough to explain Kingdom Hearts sometimes. I'm surprised we didn't level up when we beat Hades, actually. Ah, there we go. I just found Dark Road kind of obnoxious because it's so much... I promised that would increase the health. It's so much just, you have to leave this game alone and let it play itself for hours to actually advance in it. And it was funny when it's like, aha, you know, I put my phone down and came, you know, went out for a hike or something, came back 4 hours later, and I had defeated 10,000 Heartless. It was also like, I don't want to have to keep doing that all the time. Kingdom Hearts Union Key with Final Fantasy, now featuring Dante from Devil May Cry series, a special limited appearance by 2B from visionary director Yoko Taro. No, that title's not nearly complicated enough because it's not like final chapter back cover, 7th book saga.
Freeze!
Like, I think my favorite Kingdom Hearts title easily has to be Kingdom Hearts 0.2 colon Kingdom Hearts 2.8 HD colon Kingdom Hearts 0.2 final chapter back cover. I love this series. I love it very dearly. It is dumb as a pile of bricks sometimes. I need to play more Voice of Cards. Never heard of it. Donald, do my gardening for me. Take care of this flower. Wild Story's part of the appeal. Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's the sunk cost fallacy, honestly. It's like, I've invested so much in this series and paying attention to all the weird stuff that's going on. I kind of want to see where it's going now and just how weird it can get. Everything is cards. Card games on motorcycles, but what if the motorcycles were cards? Yep. Wasn't paying attention. I really like Cobalt Core. I haven't played it, but I watched some gameplay of it, speaking of card games. It's a roguelike. It's kind of like what if Slay the Spire and FTL were one game. Moogle Room. We could actually probably use a Moogle Room. We have, what? Almost 500 points? That's a decent amount. Plus we could dust some of our old cards. Oh, this will look great on stream. Observe the level. Oh, I forgot the combat areas are also pitch black. I have done a mistake. Come to me, my children of darkness. Trying to set up this slate. There we go. Ooh, another premium room. Don't know if we necessarily want that right now, though. Yeah, they are really tough to navigate. I think that's where the auto-targeting does come in really in handy, though, because you just, like, you let it take care of it, pointing Sora in the right direction, and you mash X. Yeah, level up. Blitz. How do we blitz? 3 different ones. Okay, I think we could do that. Cool, we can blitz. So when does Crew show up in these dark passages to eat you all? Well, when I run out of torches, I think. Anyone else want to come out and play? There you are.
Take this. Freeze. Yeah. Back off. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Freeze. Courage.
Yeah, I think in some ways this game, this was the first Kingdom Hearts game beyond the original one to come out. And I can imagine die-hard fans of the first one just being desperate for anything else. Much in the same way Star Wars fans were so desperate after the first film that they willingly watched the Star Wars Christmas special. Darkness upon darkness, how often they said it. I mean, it could be a little of both. Do I have anything that is a 3? Oh yes, I remember the large brown void in Neverland.
Yeah. Take this. Yeah. 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 Donald. Goofy.
Step Zero has redeemed a father joke. Hold on, let me get out of this fight first. No. Quit tooting your own horn. The only games you played are the two most recent ones? Oh, I imagine you were pretty confused then, Happy Cynic. Because I've played all of them, and I was pretty confused. Oh, here's a great father joke for you, Step Zero. What kind of haircut does a bee get? A buzz cut.
Yeah. Take this. Yeah.
There are no refunds.
Goofy. Yeah. Goofy. Donald.
Don't I mean buzz cut? Probably, but I think my favorite meme about Kingdom Hearts is the one that's a text post and it's like, in Kingdom Hearts 3, Riemann sum, that's like all this nonsense. You know, there'll be someone talking nonsense about darkness, and then Lightning McQueen will come out of nowhere and be like, the true power is in the heart. Ka-chow! Because it's so accurate in every way. I'm attacking the darkness. I cast magic missile on what? The darkness.
Take this. Yeah. Donald.
Why was Donald beast boosted there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go after the gazebo next. It is killer.
Goofy. Donald.
Good shot, Donald. You tried. A for effort.
Goofy. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't help that basically every spin-off game is in some way just retreading Kingdom Hearts 1 in both story and worlds. Like, literally both this and Recoded are just, but what if Kingdom Hearts again? Which does save on the amount of assets they need. So I'll give them points for frugality. Is Sora in Lorcana yet? No, and I don't know if he will be, because Disney's really weird about how they use Sora even though they own him. I don't know if I want to know about... Okay, no, oh, well, Honey Wizard isn't weird, it's cute. It's what if Winnie the Pooh was a wizard? But fun fact, with Kingdom Hearts, Square wanted Mickey Mouse to be the main character. And Disney actually wanted Donald to be the main character because Disney has this weird obsession with trying to make Donald the main character in things.
This is it. Yeah. Rah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha.
Not source we're into reuse assets. Yeah, exactly. Except Mickey does do stuff and does kind of fall to the darkness a little bit. And in fact, if you follow regular Pat on YouTube, he has strong opinions about Michael Mouse and what he did to, you know, all the characters. Also, it is just fun to call him Michael Mouse.
Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Rah. Donald. Yeah. Goofy.
Why can't I get a Goofy card to come and do my taxes?
Yeah. Rah. Freeze.
You'd love to play Donald Hearts. It's true. Donald can, in fact, cast Zeta Flare, and it almost wipes him out.
Take this. Yeah.
Like, he magics so hard, he almost unalives himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Power.
Which is a pretty awesome... Like, that whole scene in 3 is pretty dang cool, I'm not gonna lie. Which superhero alter ego is that? Because I feel like he probably has several. Well, that's not what unalived him. It was the swarm of Heartless after that.
Goofy. Heal. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Rah. Yeah. Ha. Freeze.
That was an obnoxious fight. Because not Sora, Donald Duck does have the alter ego of Maui Mallard, who does have the alter ego himself of Cold Shadow, which led to the hilarious release. There was a game released, Donald Duck in Maui Mallard, only in Brazil, and then it got released overseas, but as Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow. Paperinik, aka the Duck Avenger. Vigilant anti-hero. Oh yeah, that weird Donald Duck comic that's big in Italy. I forgot about that. I am wasting precious stun time by getting a drink of water. What am I doing?
Donald.
I mean, I've only heard of Paper Inic.
Freeze.
I've never read it.
Power.
Yeah, I don't think Donald Duck's alternate ego is on the same level as Superman. Just going out on a limb on that one, I think.
Yeah. Heal.
These flowers have really obnoxious card levels.
Funnel.
Well, yeah, in Italy, but, you know, I mean... Are you serious? Stop summoning other things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't want to waste a roulette. What? I thought zeros counted for anything. Fine. I don't think I know Deck of Doom, but I think I need to look into this. Gosh, looks like some kind of get-together. What's the occasion? Hey, this must be the trial the White Rabbit was talking about. Alice, do you understand the charges against you? Of course not. I've done nothing wrong. Feigning ignorance, dear. You are charged with aiding the creatures called Heartless who threaten my kingdom. Fiddlesticks, where's the evidence? Who says fiddlesticks in court? The evidence is... I forgot. That's the evidence. Oh yeah, there's Darkwing Duck. Because of you, Alice, are the one who stole my memory. DuckTales. A woohoo. We can't rid our kingdom of Heartless until we get Her Majesty's memory back. This is a serious crime. This is so unfair. So what if you're a queen? Don't blame me just because you can't remember things. Such insolence. You're talking to the Queen of Hearts. My voices are all over the place. And I don't care. No woohooing XD. I will woohoo anytime I say DuckTales, woohoo. It is law. And to think I might have let you go had you apologized straight away. What a brazen thief. Who's the brazen one? Sora? The court has reached a verdict. Off with her head. Hold it. This trial is a farce. You should investigate before you arrest innocent people. What is the meaning of this? How dare you suggest Alice didn't steal my memory? I suppose you... Who the real culprit is then? Speak, or it's off with all your heads. Now, out with it. Who's the thief? I'm the thief. Say that again. Gosh, really? Of course not. But what else am I supposed to say? This is really screwy, Sora. God, seize them all!
Back off. Yeah.
Heads are optional anyway, just ask Anvil in. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was dark.
Yeah. Freeze.
Too soon? No, I think a couple centuries is a good amount of time.
Yeah. Power. Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm just trying to get the... Oh, shoot. There we go, not paying attention again. Why are there more of you? Go away.
Courage. Yeah. Goofy. Funnel. Heal. Power.
Pluto? I don't know if I've
Courage.
ever seen a Pluto card. Thank you, Pluto. That was...
Heal. Yeah. Yeah. Freeze.
This is my second time gonna play this through in full. But I have played it, like started it but never finished it a couple other times. Don't know if I've ever seen Pluto before, to be honest. Whew. Ah, where's Alice? Looks like she escaped. Perhaps she did, but you won't. Pluto is Bambi. Okay. I think we've been trumped. Run! Trumped, it's a card joke. Key of Guidance. Yay, more darkness.
Take this. Yeah. Yeah. Funnel. Yeah. Yeah. Freeze.
It suits. Boo. Gonna do another health increase.
Yeah. Yeah. Take this. Yeah. Yeah. Goofy. Freeze. Courage.
I don't think you have a heart for the next pun, Kit.
Yeah.
I should probably bury the last one with a spade. I think we beat this joke with like a dead horse with a club. Is this Bad Cards Pun Club? Yes, it is. Good to see you, Bad Roxy. Things got a little crazy back there. At least you're okay. I don't mean to be ungrateful, but was that true, what you said? Are you the thief? What? Of course not. Why would I steal the Queen's memories? Yeah, Sora only said that because he wanted to save... To show off? Is that right? Well, you saved me all the same. Thank you. Oh! Hello, Cheshire Cat. It's the Cheshire Cat. Feeling better after the mad dash, are we? Oh, but you're not out of the woods yet. The Queen's a stickler for justice. She won't forget you till she remembers. She won't stop hounding you till you get her memory back. Did she forget because she remembers? Does she remember that she forgot? Doesn't matter, I suppose. I don't know. I think we just ought to stay away from her. But Sora, what about Alice? If the Queen catches her again, it's off with, well, you know. Then I guess we better do something about the Queen. Is Sora planning a coup? You should do something, but you don't have to do anything. Huh? If you can't remember something, it's like it never happened. That's not true. Likewise, if something never happened, you can't remember it. That is categorically unhelpful. Try too hard to remember and your memory might lie to you. Lie? That's all I'll say. The rest is for you to figure out. Key to truth. Struth, mate. Where am I going? Okay. That must be the treasure room. Alright, good to see you, Kit. Have a good time visiting folks at the nursing home. So I think I want to finish up this world, and then we'll take another quick break before we transition into our last game for the night.
Take this.
Last game's another Super Nintendo game. That's all I'm gonna say for now. No. Stop that. Huh. Well, there you go. Baker Inick has a video game. I should ask my Italian friend if he knows Baker Inick. I'm gonna guess he doesn't, just knowing him. That doesn't seem his thing, but...
Take this. Yeah. Donald. Freeze. Courage. Heal. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Yeah.
Before we go into this boss fight, I also need to update the deck, because I actually didn't do that last time. We got to level up and increase our card points.
Yeah. Ha.
I wouldn't mind another, like, potion, actually.
Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Freeze. Heal.
Excuse me? What?
Back off. Yeah.
There's no room for honky tonk in Wonderland.
Power. Heal. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Ha.
Premium room. Eh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's review this deck. That would be nice, but I just... Ooh, high potion. So I need to cut out 15 points. Hey, look at that. And that will reload premium cards too, actually. That's really nice. Are we gonna get a repeat of Fire Spinner or whatever it's called? Gosh, what's with the sudden change of scenery? Let's look around. Oh dear. Where did all these cards come from? Thought you'd seen the last of me, did you? Uh-oh. Game's up, scoundrels, for stealing my memories. I sentence you to... I sentence... Oh dear. What's going on? Where am I? Huh? What in the world am I doing? Confound it, I can't remember. What's wrong with her? Maybe someone swiped her memory again. Sora, watch out, something's coming. After having played the Final Cut version so many times, the original coloration is weird to see, but also really, I think it's better. This is what stole the Queen's memories. Your nemesis? Well, you are a sweet baby. I think this room is literally just the exact same as... Like, it's literally just a reused asset from KH1.
Yeah. Courage.
Adroxy, just don't cast fire, forehead.
It's over.
Yeah, really effective blitz there, Sora.
Yeah.
I dare say that's actually easier than the KH1 version. Good to see Andy Higgs. You take care. Thanks for the raid. Yeah, that's okay. Being able to eat, being able to work is an important thing, so. Kingdom Hearts 1 is not unbeatable, Bad Roxy. What's the meaning of this? Where did that creature come from? How would we know? So, you refuse to answer. You're hiding something. They're plotting against you. Seize them immediately. Please, Your Majesty, wait. It was you who commanded us to destroy those creatures. She's smart. Not ND, so life is good. Nice. Huh? Your Majesty, in her prudence, didn't completely trust us at first, and so, Your Majesty command, we fought then to prove ourselves. Isn't that right, Sora? We did? I mean, we did. Yes, Your Majesty. I told you to do that? But Your Majesty, don't you remember? Don't be ridiculous. I'd never forget anything. Of course I gave you the command. You did it splendidly. Thank you. Good job, Alice. Whew. Oh, that was close. Way to improvise. I never would have thought of that. And that's why you're Sora. But the Cheshire Cat said as much. Try too hard to remember. If you remember me, I might lie to you. The Queen would never admit she forgot, so instead, she remembered something. That didn't happen. She ended up fooling herself. What is it, Sora? Nothing. Well, I guess you'll be safe now. And the Queen won't give us any more trouble. After all, we got rid of the Heartless just like she commanded. Don't tell me you've been fooled too. And save point. This is perfect. We are moving through this at a very nice pace. So we're going to take another quick break, get one more game. Gotta set a few things up for it. Yay, the joys of technology and technology failing us. Fingers crossed that things don't catastrophically fail like they did earlier. But we're going to take a quick break, so go stretch your legs, get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, get some snacks, and I'll see you back here shortly. Oh, right, I've got to start up my music again because everything catastrophically failed. All right, see you soon. And we are back. We're back with more snacks. Got me some beef stick. Yeah. Nothing says Christmas like beef stick to me. And I'm saying that honestly. Gonna slice some of this up before we get into the game. Anyone else here a big fan of beef stick? Summer sausage? It's good on a charcuterie. I don't have any cheese. In retrospect, a butter knife was maybe not the best choice for this. But I live with my consequences. So for our last game, I didn't intend for this to be a Disney double feature, but it is. Got the Great Circus Mystery. I love this game. Very nostalgic for it. I figured it'd be a fun, light way to finish the evening off. Oh yeah, there's that classic. Don't you want to speedrun DKC2? Kind of, but I don't know. I feel like that might actually be more annoying and make me not love it as much anymore, because it's so technical and precise, like, because it's a very popular speedrunning game, so to actually do it competitively, just, I don't know. I am going to put this on easy mode because, you know what? It's Christmas. It also just gives you more health, basically, and a couple more platforms. One fine day, Mickey and Minnie arrive at the end of town.
Look! Ah, look, Minnie! Circus tents! Hooray! We made it! Oh, I hope I didn't miss out any of the fun. Oh, gee, I'm sorry I picked you up late this morning. I overslept. That's all right, Mickey. Now I'm sure everybody's out here already. Do you see them? There's Goofy.
In all my years of playing this game, I don't think I've ever actually sat and watched this.
Yoo-hoo, Goofy.
Mickey, Minnie, it's ruined. It's a shame.
Gosh, Goofy, I know we're late, but the whole day's not lost.
But the circus is. Everything in the tents is topsy-turvy. And everybody's gone. Hey, maybe I'm the one who's lost.
Where is Goofy going? To find himself, I guess.
And thus started Goofy's existential crisis that led to him becoming the captain of the guard for the castle.
question, Minnie. I missed it, but come on, let's look around for some clues.
Hey, hashtag clown warning, I guess. Do-do-do-do. Stage 1, The Haunted Circus. I love that's in the Disney font. Well, this is how you deal with enemies. To quote Sir Toby in Twelfth Night, I would sooner see a housewife take thee between her legs like a distaff and spin it off. That's precisely what you do to your enemies. I think this game's actually legitimately good. This actually is the second in a trilogy. The Mickey Mouse Magical Something Adventures. I only have the first and this one. The first and the third are labeled as such. The second, this one is not. But they are made by Capcom and I think are part of Capcom's real heyday of platformers in the SNES era. They did a lot of Disney stuff. There's a Goof Troop game that's really good.
Donald!
Who's the wise guy? Don't sneak up on me like that.
Gosh, Donald, you spook easily. Say, have you noticed anything peculiar or out of sorts around here?
Yeah, those boxes, what a mess. Too bad this sweeper outfit won't sweep them up.
Yeah, too bad. But I might just uncover some clues about the circus. May I?
So the gimmick of this game is that you have these different outfits that give you different abilities. There's the vacuum cleaner, there's the cowboy, and there's the explorer. And with this one, we can turn our enemies into coins. And there is a shopping mechanic. Excuse me? I was walking there. So you can't vacuum up blocks, but you can vacuum up other things like that. The pull chains. But when you're in vacuum mode, you can't pick up enemies and toss them around. Like this. Time to destroy a boss's confidence. And then the boss. Ow. Rude. You have to vacuum off the mane of this lion. I am not playing well today. Well, you don't have to. You can actually still hit him when his hair's not spinning. But this just makes it easier. Ah, dingoes fed kidneys. What was I thinking? Oh, right. I was thinking Mario mode, and I was thinking, oh, I'll run there. Because I'm used to holding the run button. But that's not a thing in this game. You go at the same speed regardless. Still unlocking the boss. Oh, I was too early. Oh yeah, we got that coin. The Yungle. Hey, it's those ghosts.
Ooh, did I scare you? Ghosts! Are you the fellows who ruined the circus? Well, are you?
Wow, kind of accusatory there, Mickey.
No, we've been too busy entertaining your friend. Pluto, it seems something scared him at the circus. And he got lost. We told him to meet us at our home on the other side of the jungle. You're welcome to join us there. A safari outfit should help you on the journey. Here, try it on. Gee, thanks. And thanks for taking care of Pluto.
So Safari has two abilities. You can hang on these thingamajigs. Oh, three. You can dive down that, and you can climb up walls. Mickey, this turtle's important indigenous life to this, the ecosystem of this jungle. Are you sure you should be jumping on it? How did I get hit? It's on top of its shell or whatever. Tink, 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 tink. No. Sometimes getting Mickey to actually grab onto the thing with the clock can be a bit difficult. Okay, there's a store on this screen. Good job, Mickey. No, good job, Mickey. Wow, we can't afford hardly anything. Well, heal. But yeah, there's upgrades. Health. Maximum health. Things like maximum ammo for your cowboy pop gun and for your vacuum cleaner. Ow. I did not mean to jump there, but... I'm too impatient on those. Oh, it's time to fight Big Monkey. Big Monkey. I miss the days when bosses would change color to indicate that they're low on health. Ow. So much for Big Monkey. Take that, Kogla. Hashtag MTG reference. I thought it was the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, Pluto, gosh, it's swell to see you.
Woof, woof, woof.
Pluto, what's wrong?
It's terrible. Baron Pete's evil hench ghosts have moved in, and they're haunting us out of house and home.
Is this ghost gentrification?
I suppose we'll have to find a new place of our own to haunt.
Baron Pete, that big palooka. Don't worry, he'll be stopped somehow. He must have done the same thing at the circus, moving his evil thugs in and taking over. There's no telling what he'll do next. Aha!
Good luck, and maybe this outfit will help. It's been in the family for centuries.
Gee, thanks. Now, Pluto, you stay here and protect our new friends. Time to go. Aha!
Yeah. Now, the tricky part about this horse is that it is always jumping. Excuse me? Fun fact, Pete's current official voice actor is Jim Cummings. Huh. Would you look at that? Of course, this is the Jim Cummings of no relation to my uncle, Jim Cummings. That's a joke. I don't have an Uncle Jim Cummings. I do have an Uncle Jim, but he's not a Cummings. Oh yeah. Time to fight a painting. Why do these ghosts have a portrait of Baron Von Pete in their house if they don't like him? Oh wait, no, Pete's moved in. Never mind. Ah! The jumping is tricky because it will only jump from when it's on the ground. I jumped? Well, there we go. Prepare yourself for Mode 7. I think this is actually a really cool use of Mode 7. Fun fact, even though when you turn this, you can see that it's just like a little cave, you can fall down that. When it's at the bottom. Nope, wrong thing. One more. Let's be cowboys. I do appreciate that this game has like lots of movement options too, because you can use the vacuum cleaner to blow out these candle guys so they'll stop moving. You can go up to that top part. Nope, it's barely missed. Using the whatchamacallit, the Explorer outfit. Horse, please move correctly. It's honestly just easiest to hold down the jump button with the horse. It also has a charge attack, which is nice for getting around. You're back. What's this? This is Mickey and Minnie Mouse in the Magical Circus Adventure, or Great Circus Adventure. So close. How are the folks at the nursing home, Kit? It's King Boo. Sort of. Also, I like that this game is like, oh, the magical or Great Circus Adventure. I just want to call it Magical Circus Adventure. But it's like the circus is the first level, and then it's like you're in a jungle, you're in a haunted house, you're in underground caves, you're in an ice cavern, you're in a castle. Who said anything about a circus? I love how the rope is dangling on both sides but still staying taut. The caves. Let's go spelunking. I'm in a cave. The water level is rising. Should I be concerned? That seems like the sort of thing Mickey should be concerned about. Okay, we can afford an extra heart now, which is nice. I think this level has one of my favorite bosses of all time in a video game. Sure, Mickey, that's what I wanted you to do. Lightsaber platforms. Although we're so close with the points, I think I want to save it. Core memory unlocked. That's fair, yeah. I want to get up to 300 because this is really helpful to beat the final boss. Time for a crazy jackhammer, dude. Hey, jackhammer weasel. You're just in here trying to do construction, and this mouse is, just kind of messing around with you. Don't know why I couldn't jump there. That was weird. I am playing this boss terribly. There we go. Nope. I want you to jump just like that. I'll gladly take a one-up, given how I've been playing. There's something up there. Oh, right. It's an egg. All right, here's the boss. It's a big dinosaur. And you have to throw its literal scales back at it. Because we all remember the sentient scale Saurus. From our middle school biology textbooks, right? There's his head. Bonk. Well, if my office door open, whatever. The only one in here. Got that crazy coin. Ow. Why did I do that? We've never found a male dinosaur. This is convergent evolution, like with the anglerfish. Okay. So now we have twice as much ammo. Again, that will be very helpful with the final boss. Assuming I make it to the final boss. Let go of the block, Mickey. Oh, come on, I jumped. I didn't move to the side. Still 3 hits. I think if you time it right, you can actually wind up on the platform on the top right. And just wait out. Ah! What? What hit me there? I legitimately don't know. Accidentally wasted that. That was a time stop. Again, what hit me? Okay, that was my fault. There wasn't anything there. I was just walking on the ground. Oh, I think the ceiling is pointy. That's stupid. Who designs a pointy ceiling? Short people do? I'm gonna take your word on that one. They should have called this one Mickey and Minnie Mouse Constantly Change Outfits. I don't know how I wasn't hit there, but I will take it. You were excited for Peach constantly changes outfits next year? I didn't even know there was a Peach game coming out. No, I did. I did know that. I just know nothing about it. Apparently it's all about outfits. Have a good time. What if the boss was a cloud? Mickey is not helping climate change here. If you're too slow on getting him down to his next stage, he'll actually recharge and grow back up, making him an infuriating boss sometimes. Oh, I got sniped. There we go. Off to evil Baron von Pete's castle. I look like I'm the cleaning staff here to work at the castle.
Whew! Finally made it! Now just where's old Baron Pete hiding?
Is this what got him banished from Timeless River to become, and thus become, what's her name? Maleficent, become Maleficent's, henchman? Ooh, that was close. Ow. Is this a Clarabelle store? This is a Clarabelle store. If you need to, you can farm the gold out of these things. I think I need to go that way. Rude, I just made it up there. Yeah, so it's they do a boss rush, but what's interesting is it's the mini bosses. And it's not even all of them. If we took that door on the upper platform, we refight the fire juggler from the circus. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sometimes the jumping or not jumping of the horse drives me crazy. Or do we have to fight? Maybe you do have to refight both mini-bosses. So that just took us back here. But... oh well. He has just enough of a hitbox that you can actually hit him while he's juggling the fire, which I find funny. Ow. Not if you do it like that, though.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, yeah, you have to fight both of them. Yeah, auto-propelled blocks. Who doesn't love those? Not gonna bother with these blocks because we don't need the money. Oh. That was quick. I didn't think we'd be at Baron Pete already. Who's also a wizard. That was... Baron Pete, please stop protecting your face. It would mean a lot to me. Alright! Stage 2. But what if Dagron? Get it? It's Pete the Dragon. And I am just missing all over the place. And he got sucked into his evil orb, which was never discussed previously.
Oh, Mickey, Baron Pete's finally his match. Minnie!
Woof, woof.
Pluto, you must have been really worried to walk all this way.
And up through that castle and the platforms and the... Anyway, congratulations. You've saved us all from that dreadful Baron Pete. That's not the voice I was doing earlier. Thanks to you, we can get back to our simple, spooky lives. Spooky, scary skeletons. Thank you, Mickey and Minnie.
Hey, I almost forgot about this ball here. Pluto, want to play catch?
Woof.
Mickey.
Yeet.
Well, it's just you and me, our pals. Isn't it wonderful? No more evil ghosts are bearing Pete. What do you say we head home?
Weren't we supposed to go to the circus today? I guess defeating an evil baron is pretty good too, but... So that is Mickey and Minnie in the Great Circus Adventure. I have a soft spot in my heart for that game. But that's gonna do it for today. So thank you to everyone who's tuned in, and welcome. Thank you for watching Let Us Play. I've been your host, Father Evan. It's been a really fun mini marathon to do with y'all to celebrate the anniversary and of Affiliate and to celebrate Christmas. Thank you to everyone who's rated and followed and subscribed and subscribed over on YouTube. Thank you for everyone for helping build up this community, and I'm excited to see where things go in the new year. We will have one more stream this week. It will be tomorrow. It will be Spirituality Thursday. We're going to be playing V. I was going to play Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, but turns out that game gives a lot of people motion sickness. So, but we'll play V. That should be a fun time. And then next week there won't be any streams, as I'll be in St. Louis for Seek. So if you're at Seek, find me there. I'll be at the vocations area. It'd be awesome to see you in person. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and God bless. And I'm gonna send you over to another channel for a raid. Gotta see which channel they're on. So some fellow Catholic streamers are getting ready for their wedding. And they're doing a marathon themselves to help raise money for it. So we're over at King Gonzala. It's going to start that raid. God bless.